What if I told you that extraordinary leadership does not lie in like strategic or like tactical prowess or drive or really even hard work? What if I told you that those are not the most important pieces to becoming an extraordinary leader? It's true. The future of leadership is holistic, and it's about investing in every asset and every facet of ourselves. It's about digging deep and really sort of evolving who we are as humans, as creatures, in order to create success. My name is Clay Cutts. I'm a business and leadership coach and the founder of Square Peg Coaching. I help people be better. My mission is to help good leaders become extraordinary, to become limitless, particularly in the mental health and addiction recovery industries. I've been a leader for a while. I've held a number of positions that required me to lead other people, and it's been a learning process for me. And there's this idea that leaders are born, and if you look at me years ago, that was pretty discouraging because I thought, wow, clearly I wasn't I wasn't born a leader. In fact, I remember a time when I was leading a team, and it was awful. Like they were at each other's throat. They were struggling with like there's all this discord within the group, and so much drama and so much chaos. And as you would guess, the productivity was not there. The morale was awful. Like the energy in the place just felt you could feel it, like almost like coming out of the walls. And I tried stuff. I was reading books, and I was trying this, and I was trying that, and I was getting advice from other people who were as clueless as I was, as it turns out. I mean, no judgment. Like we were all sort of just trying to figure it out. Um, and it's like things got worse. Things got more and more out of control, and it was frustrating. And I felt really helpless because I could see that I wasn't being effective. I wasn't in denial. I could watch it, and it was hard to watch. And so along the way, I discovered a couple things. I discovered that like the things that I was doing in trying to help the team were okay, but what I was missing was what was changing inside of me, or what wasn't changing inside of me. That internal sense of being wasn't evolving. So I started playing with that. I started learning a little bit more about those kinds of topics. And what happened is things got better. I changed, and I started growing, and I started evolving. And here's the cool thing: the approach didn't just transform my leadership style. It changed my team. It revitalized my team. I don't know. It did things you would expect. My team got more productive. They were more motivated. They were more engaged. They called in sick less often. They stayed. They didn't quit as soon. All of those things, and they became a pretty high performing unit. It was pretty amazing to see that the change in my team really came from a change inside me, as well as uh, me working with them to make similar changes within themselves. And so we're gonna talk about that today, and what that might look like for you if you're interested. So the first thing you need to know is that the days of the stoic leader are gone. The days of saying, go do this because I said so, and don't give me any mouth about it. Don't give me any lip. Right? I've had a boss say that to me before. Right? I hope you don't say that to your team, but if you do or anything like it, those days are gone. Especially with younger generations coming along, we need to be able to lead not just people who are in our demographic or our generation, but we need to be able to lead people who are younger than us, and cultivate the next generation of leaders. And that requires emotional intelligence. That's a key component of holistic leadership. And you see, it's not just about making logical decisions. I mean, logic is good and useful, but it's also, this is really important, bringing in that emotional intelligence, which means understanding other people. It means empathizing with people. It means about effectively communicating with people. And by the way, communication is not just what's said, it's what is received. And so you may have to tweak the way you communicate with different team members. That's one of the things that extraordinary leaders do. In fact, emotionally intelligent leaders create a positive culture that fosters personal growth and higher productivity. Another significant piece of holistic leadership is self care. Now I know that this gets talked about and almost like with a wink, wink, nudge, nudge, and it's like we all need to take care of ourselves. Who wants to be on call this weekend, right? And it's like no, for leaders who really prioritize self care and are clear about it, create an environment where other people take care of themselves. And when we take care of ourselves, like really prioritize self care and like being with what inspires us and spending time doing those things, then we stay more inspired. And when we stay more inspired, we create more inspiration, which leads to motivation, which leads to productivity, which leads to all the good things we want. So I encourage you, really give some thought to to what extent do you really take care of yourself? And I encourage you to prioritize that. You're worth it. Another really important component of holistic leadership is vision and purpose, right? Leaders who can here's the thing. A lot of leaders that I've worked with, when I get them talking and really sort of like crack the shell and like really dig deep, they have a really powerful vision for their team or for their company or for their whatever their area of responsibility is. And they're really clear on their purpose. And I'll ask the question, does your team know this? And they sort of blink at me like, well, what do you, what do you mean? Right. And so having a vision and having a purpose and really being clear on those. And by the way, you know, we're going to make more shoes or we're going to make a lot of money is not necessarily a compelling vision or purpose. Right. A vision is larger. It gets into possibility. It's like it upsets your stomach just a little bit because it's like, ooh, wow, is that really, really possible? Could I really do that? Could we really do that? When you can have a vision like that and then enroll your team in that and really bring them along and say, we're not just making widgets here. We're changing lives in the following ways. And really bring people into your purpose and your vision and bring them along. It gets everybody rowing in the same direction. Right? Inspires your team and you'll get the best out of them and they'll be happy to give you their best because they'll be on a mission with you. So here's a counterintuitive piece that a lot of leaders that I work with at least gives them pause, if not like if not puts them in full out rebellion. It's about vulnerability. In my strong experience, and the research also supports this, vulnerability is seen as a strength, not a weakness. The appropriate levels of vulnerability in your leadership style will make you seem human, competent, and powerful. Leaders who can communicate with others from their true selves, which means to me, vulnerability means allowing people to see you. What it does is it fosters trust and it fosters safety and it creates an environment where other people, the rest of your team, can be themselves and people will feel valued, they will feel heard, they will feel understood, they will feel a part of. And I promise you, it's kind of hyperbolic to say this, but when you have a team, a team of 4 or 6 or 8 or 12 or 50 or whatever the number is, can who are all working together can accomplish so much more than just 50 individuals, right? So part of our role as leaders is to bring people together, and my vulnerability is one of the tools that I can use to do that. Remember, leadership is not a title. Instead, it's a journey of personal and professional growth. Holistic leadership is not about perfecting a single skill. In fact, it's not about perfecting skills at all. It's not about what you do. It's about who you are, who you're being, who you are becoming. It's about harmoniously integrating all aspects of you, all parts of your life, and evolving as a human creature. You can do it. I believe in you. I know for a fact that you have everything within you, every resource that you need available inside you right now to become an extraordinary leader. Even if you're a good leader right now, even if you're a really good leader right now, leadership is a mountain with no top, right? There's no end to how much you can grow as a leader, how much you can evolve, how powerful you can become, how much change and beauty and evolution you can create in your team, how much impact you can have on the world, the legacy that you can lead. Go out there, be a leader.